What's up? What's up, YouTube? What's up? This is your girl Coco929, and we're just gonna have a conversation, okay? That's what we're gonna have in my Larry Reed voice. We're gonna have conversation. Um, First of all, rest in peace to Barbecue Man, which is David McAtee. This man was awesome. I remember talking to him several times when he was getting his food truck together and working on his Jamaican recipes, his jerk recipes, and things like that. And it's just crazy that they thought the spatula in his hand was a gun when the man that was white that was standing next to him or not too close to him, because I have the picture, he's the one that had the gun. How did you, and then why would you fire through a crowd? They said it was a crowd out there. Why would you fire through a crowd? And then your police cameras wasn't on. Yeah. Okay. Anywho, rest in peace. Sometimes it's hard to wake up every morning lately and be in a good spirit, a positive mindset. And my profession, you guys, I am a counselor. But I understand because, as I told you guys, I have a counselor. See, if you're the one treating you, it's just like if a doctor treats its own self. Our attorney represents itself in court. They say you have a fool for an attorney. That's the same way. So, I always say also in ministry, every leader needs a leader. And I still believe that you need someone over you that can correct your spirit, tell you when you're right, you're wrong, and stand by you regardless. Okay. Um, so sometimes the one that does the encouraging needs encouraging. And I know a lot of you guys are your family's backbone. You are the ones that they come to when they need spiritual covering, spiritual verbiage, or speech, or encouragement. You are the one that they come to just regardless with anything. Financial, some of you are your family's financial backbone. And that can weigh on you, especially going through what we're going through now, because the atmosphere has a covering over it of darkness. I try not to get too deep into spirituality and curses and spirits and stuff like that, because a lot of people can't take it and a lot of people don't understand. And people have a tendency to attack what they don't understand. I crucify what they don't understand. So I try not to go there unless I am led by God to go there. So right now, the atmosphere, like I said, is a darkness that has covered the earth. And the Bible speaks of that. It says, darkness shall cover the earth, gross darkness the people. That's in the Old Testament. And that's the time that we're living in right now. Everybody said, what's so different about this time with a black man being killed? Because from the White House, we have a leader that is not for everyone. We're seeing it play out before our eyes that the leader of the quote unquote free world doesn't care for black or brown people. Okay? He only cares about rich white people. And I'm going to say that because that's how it's coming across to me. Okay? And so, other nationalities, other countries, white folks are seeing that play out in front of their face, and they tired of it. Okay? And so when this thing hit, think about it. First it was Ahmad, jogging while black. Then it was Breonna, sleeping while black. Then it was George, shopping while black. Keyword here, black. And all these things became to the forefront within like a week to 10 days of each other. So that was like the turning pot, because first Ahmad, like I said, jogging while black, then them lying and saying that there was a call, 911 call that they had placed. Come to find out it was a lie. Okay? Okay, that started making the pot steam. Then to hear about Breonna and how it was never addressed to the family. They avoided them. The cops wasn't fired. The only thing they was do was put on administrative leave, and still nothing had been done since March. And then her boyfriend to be put in jail for attempted murder when he was just doing what most real men do, is protect their homes against unannounced intruders. Okay, that's some more steam to this pot. Okay, now finally, within a day or two of Breonna's story, maybe a couple days, become in the forefront news. Now we got George on TV, someone's recording him on the ground with a cop on his neck. And then it shows from another angle other cops holding his legs. That's murder. Okay, right in front of our face, when people was begging the cop, just get up off his neck. He said he can't breathe, and it seemed like the more they asked that cop to do that, well, ex-cop, the more he pressed his knee on his neck. And then to hear this grown man called mama. Oh my goodness, y'all. That's like, okay, so now we have a boil over. Now the steam is, forget the steam, now you have the bubbles, the water, going everything. It's done boiled over, And where we used to have other presidents who had a heart, and maybe they disagreed on political stuff, politics, like how much this group should get, this group should get. Okay, they disagreed with that, but they were for human beings of all colors. Okay, they stood with their political party, but they were for human beings of all colors. Where now we have someone that unless your bank account is at a certain level and your skin color is of a certain tone, does not care about it. What affects me, what affects you. And so that's the difference, that the atmosphere was already charged with the negativity and the narcissism of the higher ups. I hear people say, vote, 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 vote. I understand that. But even with that, and I'm not saying not to, y'all, but I'm saying even with that, do we even know who we're getting? Do we even know? And will the vote even be fair? Let's just go ahead and call it out. There's been so many things and so many evil plots that's been plotted against the citizens of the United States. It's ridiculous. Ray Charles can see it, and Stevie ain't got to wonder. You understand what I'm saying? We can't afford anymore to stick our head in the sand. I said all that to say this. Yes, it's depressing. Yes, it's a heavy burden. Yes, it seems like every day you're being choked out with the atmosphere. It's like more bad news, more bad news. I behoove you. Turn off the TV for a while. Don't watch the news. Okay, because somebody going to tell you anyway. Let's just go there. If you're on Facebook, Facebook became an obituary, and it's became the news. Okay? Plus, let me tell you about these news companies. Don't y'all know billionaires own these different news companies? So what you're getting is slighted anyway. So you really don't know what the truth is until you sit back and analyze it for yourself. Now, if you so happen to get a news channel that really tells the truth, regardless, then you're blessed. But during this time, I would say, make sure you spend time on you, your family, those that will let you love them, and the Lord. And I know I sound like a broken record when I say make sure you spend time with God, but that is very important. That's the necessary ingredient that you need to make this cake the best cake ever. You know, it's like when you baking a cake, you can't bake it without a pan. When it goes in the oven, you need a pan. So, I mean, you can put all the ingredients in the bowl that you want, but you still have to pour it in the pan to bake it. If you don't have that pan, then you're going to have a mess. Well, that's God. God is the pan that holds us together. No matter what we go through, no matter what is added to us daily, no matter what is subtracted from us, God is that pan that holds us together. That when the pressure and the heat gets too heavy, He covers us, He comforts us, He makes sure that everything is solid, that we have a sure foundation to stand on. So that's why I always say, make sure that God is it for you, that you've given your life to Christ, that you ask Him to guide you. Because let me tell you something. Before my husband leaves from work every day, we pray together. He reads the word. I can read it later because I don't work outside the home. So, you know, he gets his spiritual food from the word. Then we come together and we pray. We say we love each other, and he's gone to work. Because you never know when the last time is that you're going to say that to your mate or whatever. And I have pleaded the blood of Christ over my whole entire family, especially my household and my kids. And I just trust Jesus. I trust Him. You know, and I'm not trying to preach and all this to you guys, but I'm just saying, you got to believe in something higher than yourself. Now, I don't care what's going on at this point in time, and yes, it's bad, but God is greater than the heaviness that you see and hear and what's trying to transpire. God can change anything. He can change anything. You know, and I know a lot of people say, well, if that's the case, why come we going through this, and this? Don't you know that this situation, even with the virus, this situation God didn't do, but God is using it to get His glory? Because some of y'all wouldn't have never prayed had the virus not hit. Let's just keep it real. Some of y'all would have never went to something higher than yourself. I begin to look at yourself. Some of y'all wouldn't have spent time with your family had the virus not hit. Some of you didn't even know your kids. I ain't talking about your grown ones. I'm talking about the ones that you're responsible for. Some of you all didn't even know their dislikes and likes. Some of you didn't even know that they had changed. Now some of you get to see what the teachers were saying, whether it was good or bad. They're with you now. So you get to see that. See. So even though the bad situation happened, God is getting the glory from it. Because what God first ordained before He ordained the church was family. Can I take you back to the Bible? Can we go back to the Bible? Okay? And in the famous word and in the famous words of some of my Christian people, I'm paper Bible saved. I ain't this computer Bible or this hand. I'm paper Bible saved. It means I got saved for real. You know, Holy Ghost baptized, speaking in tongues here. So, but I'm just saying, y'all, you know, let's go back to the Bible. Let's go back to the beginning. God ordained family before He did the church. Okay, why do you say that, Coco? Well, the reason why I say that is because in the beginning, it says God created the heaven and earth. The earth was out form, okay? But then it goes on down and it talks about Adam, okay? Then it talks about Adam's wife. Then it talks about how God took a rib from Adam's wife and created Eve. And Adam named her Eve, okay? So that's husband, that's wife, man and woman. Then they had a kid, that's family. So long before, on this rock I shall build my church, which is on Petis, which stands for, it said Peter, Peptis, I'm sorry, which means rock. On this rock I shall build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Nothing is going to come against the thing that God has built, okay? So we had gotten so far away from what the thing is that God had ordained, which, like I said, family is the foundation. He created family before He did church. So some of that has been out of order. So now God is just bringing everything back in order. Again, he didn't make it, but he's using it for his glory. So even in this particular time, what you have to do is make sure that you use this time to find out who you are. You know, is your favorite color really red? Or was that something somebody always gave you so you accepted it? Do you really like vanilla ice cream? I'm just, throwing stuff out there. You have to be open, because a lot of times we went along with the status quo because that's what was required of us. I'm sorry, y'all. My sinuses is really, and my allergies. I just took some elderberry, so that's why I'm coughing now, because it's breaking all that up. Um, but that's why now, you know, never you lose precious time, because guess what? You can get most things back, but time is something you can never get back. That's why I don't let people waste my time. And I'm quick to say, you wasting my time. I don't like it. Tell me what you got to tell me. Say what you got to say. Let's do what we're going to do. If we ain't going to do nothing, move. If I want to waste my time, it's my time to waste. So that's what I'm saying. Don't allow people to pick your fight for you. And I used to tell my little buddy, said, don't be picking my fight for me. Let me pick my own fight. Your fight ain't my fight. Not necessarily. But don't pick none for me. And that's what y'all need to, you need to pick your battles. Some things is not even a battle. Some things is just a change, is a decision. All you gotta do is change your mind. That's it. And I know that sounds so simple, but sometimes we can complicate things when it doesn't need to be complicated. Just change your mind. In the situation that you're in right now, that we find ourselves in, there's nothing you can do about the government except pray. That's it. So you're going to have to occupy. You're going to have to find things to still be happy about. You have to find things to still have joy about. Because if not, it'll make you depressed. You'll start being withdrawn. You'll start wondering, why am I still here? And why, and let me tell y'all something. Fear and depression go hand in hand. Fear brings on disease. Depression brings on fear. See how that works? Okay? So you really can't afford to have neither one of them. Renounce that. Renounce curses that try to come on you. How do I renounce, Coco? Glad you asked. I renounce any written, spoken curse against me or my family. I send it back to the desert to die, in the abyss, never to come again. And when somebody say you will never be, I rebuke that curse. You're not going to speak it over me. Because see, word curses have power too, y'all. And a lot of y'all going through because y'all done told the wrong people some stuff and they speaking against it. And you're accepting it because you don't know any better. Or some of y'all accepting because that's my family, that's my friend. But to what detriment will you keep accepting that? What do you have to keep losing before you speak up and say, enough is enough. I don't receive this. I rebuke this. I renounce this. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have my joy. I'm focused. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. Okay? So, like I said, I just bring that up. A lot of things is going on, and you have the right to be at a point where you questioning things, but don't stay there. That's the thing. Even in grief, sometimes when we're grieving, we stay too long, and before we know it, it consumes us. Okay? So we have to feel what we feel and then say, okay, I got to come out of this. I got to come out of this. And trust me, y'all, I know it's hard. Let me tell you something. When I lost my daddy, wow. Every year, this is the first year since my daddy's been dead, and I think it's been 5 years, 5 to 7 years. 7 years this year, okay. Ever since my daddy's been dead, every year when it gets close to his death anniversary, I start feeling weird. I start going through this emotional state to where I'm not myself. And then I start crying. because I miss him so much. And I was feeling the absence of him instead of feeling his strength. And smiling at the time that we had, and smiling at the man that he was, and saying, I'm blessed to have had him as a dad. Okay? But this year was different because I'm different. I decided coming into 2020, it's going to be about me and every aspect of me, my mentality, my emotions, my spirituality, and my physical. Okay? Everything. And so as it got closer, I didn't feel that weirdness no more. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm gonna lose it because I didn't have that. And matter of fact, I didn't even make it to the graveyard this year. Usually every year I didn't even make it to the graveyard this year. And I was okay. I was okay. And so even on his anniversary, I was okay. And I was like, wow, okay. So all you got to do when I tell you all you got to do is change your mind. When you change your mind, you change your heart, you change your destiny. Okay? You could be going left. But if you decide I've been down this road, I know what this is. Sometimes not knowing is the scary part. Because you know how to fail. That's nature. I know how that feels. I've been there. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, that's familiarity to me. Feel familiarity to me. Okay? I'm familiar with this. But I ain't familiar with this way. I don't know what's gonna happen. I ain't never been down this road before. You know? So you have to make up in your mind, okay, do I still want to go backwards? Do I want to stay stagnant? Do I want to stay where I know stuff? Or do I want to step forward and take one step at a time and see what is best for me on this side? Like Will Smith said, like he told Jordan Lucas, he said, one brick at a time. Make sure that brick is solid. And then the next thing you know, you got another brick. And then before long, you have a wall. That's awesome. That was great. One step at a time. One. Before you know it, you'll look behind you and you'll see your trail. You're not even where you started. So in the morning, make sure that you greet the Lord. And whoever don't believe in God, I can't help you. Then let me just go and say it. I can't help you, but whatever. Make sure when you wake up in the morning, you tell God thank you. Because guess what? This is a day you never saw before. I don't care if it is Wednesday. You ain't never seen this Wednesday. You see what I'm saying? So don't take it for granted that you open up your eyes. You have to say, God, thank you. And Lord, order my footsteps today. Go on about your business. That's how you become one-on-one with God. You begin to speak to him and thank him for the stuff that he's doing for you. Even if you don't feel like he's doing anything, you have the activities of your limbs. Even if you stiff, if you have arthritis, you can feel arthritis. That's a blessing. A lot of people laying up, they can't even feel. They can't turn themselves over. They can't wipe their face. They can't wipe their mouth. They can't feed themselves. They can't change their pants. They pee and duty on this. So just for the little things, excuse me, just for the little things, all it takes is, Lord, I thank you. You'll start seeing that'll change the way you think. It'll change your heart. It'll change how you feel just by saying thank you. Okay? So anyway, I'm out of here. I'm not going to keep on going and going and going because trust me, I can. But I don't want this to, y'all know I hate super long. Yeah, y'all know that. So, because sometimes that stuff, I'm like, why did they do that was boring the first 5 minutes. Why would they kill us with an hour long one? Because it was just extra long and boring for no apparent reason. But anyway, I want you all stay connected, love on each other, love the ones that will let you love them. Those that don't let you love them, don't worry about them, leave them up to God. You can't force nobody to let you love them. I learned that. Either you gonna let me love you or you not. If you not, peace. Okay? And like I said once before, may the Lord watch between me and thee. Yeah, I said it on my other live. Why we absent one from another? So I don't have time for that. But those that will let me love them, yes. Yes. And let me say this. Y'all, please learn how to accept the love. Please learn how to accept. Some of y'all are so haughty. It's hard to even love you. I know that you want it, but you've been hurt so much. This is the time to work on self to say, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be loved. Say it. It sounds good. I deserve to be loved. And you do. And if nobody else has told you, let me tell you, I love you. This is Coco99. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, and commenting. Smooches.